Guys, this video could be useful for anybody that is dealing with a Gemini. It could be useful for anybody that is dating a Gemini, starting to talk to a Gemini. If you are a Gemini, this video can be useful if you would like to know the more of the psychology of how I think, because I am a Gemini, and in this video I'm going to explain the mind of a Gemini. This is how I think. This is how my brain works. And I know myself very well. I know other Geminis very well. I know how we think. I know how we operate. The female Geminis are slightly a little bit different, but a lot of the male Geminis are very similar. I feel I am one of the not toxic male Geminis, because I know some Geminis that are toxic. And I know some Geminis that are also some of the best dudes out there that are also not toxic. So if you've had a bad experience with one, it is a very, very, very awful experience to have an experience with a toxic Gemini. It is very bad. But to have a good experience with to have an experience with a fully healthy Gemini, it'll be one of the best experiences of your life. So and at the end of the day, guys, nobody's perfect, nothing is perfect, but I'm just going to explain a little bit how I think and how things go a little bit in my mind. So when it comes to me as a Gemini, the way I think, it's very, I think a lot, and I can sometimes think of more than one or two or three things at a time. Like, I can be like telling myself 3 or 4 different stories within the matter of the exact same time, so it's pretty crazy. My thoughts come to me so fast. My mind works so fast, like lightning speed. Like, we are the worst people in the world to try to insult or to try to like burn, because our sharp-witted tongues will come back at you and have you crying for mama. Pretty much. That's how it is. We are the rulers of communication. That's probably another big reason why. And something else too, my moods can change even though I have full control over my emotions. And you know what, like, I shouldn't say full control, because that full means 100%. Nobody has has control over themselves 100% of the time, because you're always going to slip here and there at times. But I have a lot of control over my emotions. Like, I can really control that shit very, very well. And I understand what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it, and all these things. But my moods, with that being said, are capable of changing very, very fast. My mood will change faster than just about anybody's mood you'll ever see. And a lot of Geminis will tell you the exact same thing. So let's just say this, us as friends, we're vibing, we're bonding, and it could be a good time. We're laughing, we're in a great mood, and all of a sudden they might throw a real insult out there, and they might say something, and like in the matter of seconds we're all laughing, we're all happy, and all of a sudden it's just like, what, bitch? Like, what? Just like that. So it's like, it's a sudden mood shift to like happy to just like to just something else completely, just in a flick of a finger. And we can also change our mood back to being a happy, outgoing like person that we just were before that, just as quick to just like that. If I have beef with somebody, we can argue intensely, and I mean intensely. And as soon as it's over, the second it's over, and it's done, and we both came to an agreement on, we're going to stop this argument now, and we settled it, I can literally take your hand like this, pull you in, tap your back, we're all good. We're talking just like it never happened, just like this, and it's gone. That's also how my mind works. So we can have beef, an intense beef. It can be an intense ass argument, and seconds after it's done, just like the moment There's not even a shadow of a doubt. It's completely gone. We're right back on the same page. Just like that. While some people will still stay in that mood, still a little bit frustrated because of what just happened. That is not like that with me. We move on very, very fast. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, if there's problems in these things, we have no problem cutting off anybody. We have no problem doing it. And in the past, I've had a little bit of issues cutting off certain people. Not cutting them off, but like letting go almost. Because like if we don't want to let you go, we can struggle then a little bit to completely let go. Like I had certain relationships in the past that when it ended, it didn't feel like it should have been ending, but it did. And I just thought to myself, like, if I want to cut this off and I want to like move on, I can, but I don't want to. So that just kept me hanging on a little bit when there's nothing to hang on to, what you're still just like, fuck. But with that being said, we can really move on from anything very, very fast. We are very adaptable and we do what's right majority of the time. We can be very hot-tempered people. I can be, and I mean very hot-tempered, but it does not last long. So it's like an outrage, but then it's over. Just like if we were friends, like I said, if we were arguing and it comes to an end, I can be happy as fuck in seconds again. It's like our minds just know when things, like how to react very fast in certain situations. Our mind knows what to do with us and how to make us perform in every situation to the highest extent. We can be the most loving person in the world. We can give somebody the world on a silver platter. If we feel our minds are telling us to do this, if it feels like the right thing to do, this is what we're going to do. And it usually depends on other people, how we treat them. If you treat us good, we will treat you better. If you treat us like shit, we could treat you even worse than you're treating us. I think Geminis are the definition of karma. I think we are walking karma. And everything you do that is against us will and can be used against you. And everything that you do good for us is going to be another blessing to you. And that's how it goes with us. That's how it goes with me. Being on our bad side it's not a place anybody wants to be. Being on our good side is a place everybody wants to be. And we're not the only sign that is like that. There are some other signs that are like that as well. But we are intensely like that, and we also don't take shit from anybody. We can be very ferocious individuals. If somebody tries to like provoke us, if we're backed into a corner almost like a wolf, we will attack. You can't belittle us, because if you do, we're going to get the edge over you. It's things like this. People that think they're going to have their way with us is going to have a problem, because we're the last person you want to corner. We're the last person you want to try to act smarter than or get over on and things like this. It's just not going to happen with us. We see this shit coming before you even do it. We're very fast thinkers. We can be the calmest person in the room. We can be the most intimidatingest, outrageous person in the room. We have crackhead energy. We have chill energy as well. A lot of our attitudes is like 50% cool as fuck and 50% what the fuck. That's another thing with us too. We're very unpredictable. I was told actually yesterday by one of my mates at the gym that I talk to a lot. He works the front desk. And we were just talking about myself for a second, just because we were I forget what we were talking about before that. I think it was actually about a girl or something like that I was recently talking to, but we basically just said, like, he was telling me, like, you are fucking unpredictable, bro. You don't know what's gonna come from you next. Like, you're wild. You just don't know what's gonna come from you next, and it's true. I could be having a conversation with somebody, man, and 2 seconds later, I bring up an entirely different conversation. Just like that. So I could ask my mate a question about something. 2 seconds later, as soon as it's done, it's like, boom, I got the next thing to say. Completely, entirely different, off topic, everything. And it makes people laugh sometimes, and I can see why. But that's just how my mind works, because it's so fast. It's like, while we're already talking about this, I'm already gathering other information in my head about something else, and as soon as this is over, I have this now. And it just, things come out so fast. And it just, like, takes people by surprise sometimes, and it makes them laugh. But it's true. I am very unpredictable. A lot of Geminis are very unpredictable. We're funny, witty individuals. And he also said, my mate at the gym, he's like, if you were to be a wrestler, like, you remind me like Randy Orton, like coming out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Coming out of nowhere with the RKO. Boom. That made me laugh whenever he said that, because it's actually true. If you guys know who Randy Orton is, the wrestler, WWE wrestler, superstar. But, yeah. This is basically what it's like. I love being a Gemini. I really do. I love who I am. I love my traits. I love my smarts. I have my weaknesses as well. And before I cut this video off, I actually might get into that. So, and sometimes it's hard for me to even think about my weaknesses, because I don't consider myself weak. I don't consider, even though we all have weak points, I just don't consider like anything overly weak, because things that I know I have weak points on is stuff I work on as well. But my weak points would be overthinking, I would say. Sometimes just a little bit too much, and making up scenarios in my head that is not even true sometimes, or like thinking what other people think of me. And I'm good with not doing that. Like, I'm very good at not doing that. But like, let's say if I have a conversation with a specific person and certain things were said and I think they think of me a certain way or something like this, it could like get to me a little bit then. But it's not like I overthink like haters and shit like that. That shit is a piece of cake to me. And it used to bother me just because of the position I was in and who I was around at that time whenever I was younger, like transitioning at a high school and then on to doing other things. Whenever you have Facebook, you have all these friends from high school on Facebook, and it's like they're all watching what you're doing and shit like this, and it's like they're all judging the fuck out of you, not even to your face, like just behind closed doors, and these things will start to get to you. Those were the times that I broke out of, and then after that it's like nothing. But it is a hard process, like what I just mentioned, to get out of that place right there. Not a lot of people will ever understand it. Some people do, and it is not fun getting out of that, because it's just not. It makes you a little bit paranoid yourself sometimes, like being in that exact situation. But something else, when it comes to weaknesses, we tend to get anxiety a little bit more than other people because of how fast our minds really are. Racing thoughts, race, so fast. I can give myself anxiety. I honestly probably feel anxiety, like, I would say almost every day, at least a little bit. But I don't have anxiety to the point where, like, it bothers me. Like, I can live feeling it a little bit every single day and just be fine. Like, I never speak on, like I have anxiety and things. No, it's not like that at all. It's like slight little touches of it. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. But I felt it stronger. I felt my anxiety was a little bit worse in school just because of your environment and stuff like this. But yeah, anxiety, depression, things like this is not something I struggle with. I felt these emotions like throughout my life. These are things that I never necessarily struggled with. I know what to do when I feel these feelings. I know what to do. And like I said in other videos, even if you feel sad sometimes, even if you feel not your best sometimes, that's fucking life. It's fucking life. We gotta deal with that shit, bro. We're not gonna feel happy and perfect every single second of every single day. Sacrifices need to be made. We're not supposed to be happy 24/7. It's just not gonna happen. It's not even necessarily that we shouldn't. It's just that it does not happen. You do come to down moments sometimes. You can't be high all the time. You got to come back down. A plane is not flying in the sky all the time. Planes come back down and land down on ground. Down to earth. So these are probably some of my weaknesses. And I don't mean anxiety, depression being my weaknesses. I mean like feeling anxiety just a little bit throughout the day. I don't even know if I'd call that a weakness, to be honest, because other people have it a lot worse than I do. Other people are like diagnosed with this shit and like can't even function on a day-to-day basis because of these things. That's not me at all. I do things the way I want to do them all the time. And no matter how I feel, I'm going to get the job done at the end of the day. And I do have a tough mentality. Like, I don't even care how I feel on the inside. I'm still going to perform. I'm still going to get shit done. And I just feel sometimes I'm even too tough for my own good. It's just shit like that. So, trying to think of more weaknesses before I cut this video short. Just let me grab something right quick. I'm gonna sit back down. That's actually the first time that I ever sat up from this couch and sat back down to continue to do a video. First time ever. I just noticed that. But weaknesses. I feel, for me, meeting new people, it can both be easy and difficult at the same time. It could be a weakness sometimes. Because I do come off intimidating, it can be a weakness because I don't feel, people don't necessarily make me feel nervous. I feel it's the opposite. I feel I make other people nervous when they're first meeting me. And you guys would be surprised by how many people I've met that thought I was somebody that I wasn't before they actually met me, because they only see one side. And I actually met a few people like this as well. Like, I seen a few girls one time at the gym, they just looked like a straight up bitch. Like, just like stuck up, I'm too good for everybody else, but then once you talk to them, they're like the sweetest things ever. So it's like, you can't really judge somebody just off of how you see them before you have a deep conversation with them type thing. That can be like me sometimes with certain people, but I click like this with some people sometimes too. So it's like, I feel the better you are at reading a person, the better off you will be of meeting new people faster. And I even feel like I can meet new people fast. I feel like I can touch bases with people fast, but sometimes I can make people nervous of me. So it can be hard to meet new people because they're nervous of me and I don't want to go up to them to make them more nervous and things like this. So, what else, eh? What else? I might just end the video there, guys. I can't really think of nothing else at this moment. I'm sure there's something else, maybe a couple more things, but This is the biggest one, and I just thought of it now. So, another big weakness of mine, and I use this to my strength, because you can always turn a weakness, and remember this for anything that has to do with any of your guys' lives. Remember this right now. You can turn any weakness into a strength by reversing it. So one of my weaknesses is doing things like, they say Geminis are like inconsistent, indecisive, and these things can be true. It definitely can be true for me. I hate doing the same fucking things like every single day. I had to mix something up to the point where my day was at least a little bit different. So, and I think this is why I didn't go through with school. I didn't take that routine almost everybody takes, like after high school, go to college, go to university, get that job, work that job for the rest of your life, retire, done. I didn't want that, because I want to take a different path, because I don't want to be locked up doing the same fucking thing all the time just for the money. Like and some people's jobs like do different shit, which that's amazing, but I just hate being around like the same people, hearing the same conversations, doing the same shit every single day. It just does not go well with me at all. I even work jobs like sometimes, and I have a hard time committing to the same job for anywhere over like 2 months. After that, it's like I just had enough of it here. I had enough of these people's shit. I had enough of everything. I gotta get the fuck out of here so I can continue to grow as a person, because I feel stuck. I hate feeling trapped. I hate that feeling. I love having options. I love being able to say, I can do this, whatever I want to do, I can do that. As long as I have that right, I'm fine. As long as I have that right, I can actually keep living the same way and having like a lot of the same repeated days over and over. Just knowing I have those options, that if I want to do something out of that field, I can. It's something mentally with me that's just refreshing, it's just good for me. And knowing I have to go somewhere and I don't have a choice, that shit does not sit well with me. That is slavery to me. To me. Not to everybody else. To me it is. Not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody has those same thoughts. But to me that's how it is. And what do? I use this weakness to my strength. I make my strengths even stronger to overcome the fact that I have to do any of that. So I'm working way harder so I don't have to do those things. Making sacrifices, suffering, and doing some shit like that. So I'll cut the video off there, guys. I'm gonna get out of here now and have a meal and go and get some fresh air, because I'm feeling that right now before bed. So I'll be back tomorrow, guys, with some more videos. I believe it's Easter weekend, right? Tomorrow is Easter Monday, things like this. I honestly don't even care for holidays myself. I like to grind more than I like any holidays. But anyways, we'll get out of here and we will continue on with the next days. Until next time, guys. Peace out.